It's so good. I'm drinking the Lipton peach tea. Woo! It's hot in Florida, y'all. Like, I saw it on the news, it's gonna get to the hundreds this week, and I'm not ready whatsoever. Alright guys, hi, my name is Nori and welcome back to my channel. So we're just going to be chilling over here because I have a new setup which I'm absolutely loving, where we're gonna, since you know we drinking some tea, we are going to be talking about the worst books that I have read this year so far. I have I believe I have 5 books and 3, well, technically speaking, I have 6 books, 2 graphic novels, and then 4 actual chapter books. Even though 6 is not really a lot, which I am very thankful for, these 6 really did disappoint me. So without further ado, because I've done so much talking already, here are the worst books of this year so far. Alright y'all, so we're going to start with the graphic novels, and the first one that I'm going to be talking about, I will post a picture up here, and it is Kill Your Boyfriend by Grant Morrison. I have a picture right here from Goodreads. Ah, man, this book, you know when those books leave a really bad taste in your mouth? This was it. And even though this book is super short, I felt like it was a complete waste of time. I don't know what happened. So this follows this girl, and everything's going good for her. She's a goody two-shoes, and she's riding on the bus. She has a boyfriend, perfect life, perfect grades. Then she meets the stereotype bad boy on this bus. I think she meets him a couple times riding the bus, and she falls in love for him. But the problem is that she has a boyfriend, and the guy finds out, or she tells him. So they go over to the boyfriend's house, kills the boyfriend, and then they go on a spree of crime, sex, and drugs. Ultimately, on a road trip full of other people. And the ending of this book was just so random. I don't know what I read, but all I know is that if I could take back the 20 minutes that I spent reading this book, I freaking would. Alright, the next book that I found super disappointing, and I don't know what happened here, it is Who is AC by Hope Larson. If you have seen my May wrap up, you would know that I have no idea what the hell happens in this book, but to the authors or to the book's defense, I think this is targeted for a very younger age audience. Like, this almost reads as like teens or tweens. And even though this book, I picked it up because I like the art style. It's very cartoony, and it's black and white, and it has touches of purple here. Again, I have no idea what the heck happened in this book. All I know is that her phone breaks, turns her into a superhero, and she is a biracial character, which is also great. And I think the villain here is like an internet bully. So that's all I got from the story. I don't know what happened. And another question, y'all. Like, I gave this, I don't even know what I rate. Like, every time I look at this book, I am confusion.
So I am confusion. Why is this one Kansas, but this one is not Arkansas? America, explain! Explain! What do you mean in Arkansas?
So, and then on top of this, if the book is black and white with purple details to it, why is the cover pink? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. This whole book is random. And, yeah. Now we are going to get into the chapter books. And the first book that I have, it is The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory. Y'all, I wanted to love this book. First of all, I love the whole concept of this book. I love the colors. And I love that there was different characters. So, like, there were African Americans, there were Spanish, there were Asian characters. I believe the Asian is plus size too. So it was just it read promising. Like, I read the back of it and I was like, okay, snap, I think I'm gonna love this, especially for the summer. But I didn't. This book, I think the problem with this book is the writing style and the choices that the author made. Now, I'm so disappointed because I wanted to love this book, but I did not. So, this follows Nicole, or Nick, and Carlos with his sister. It starts off at a baseball game, the Dodgers game, and relationship that she is currently in. She doesn't even like. They've been together for like, I think it's like 4 or 5 months. And the dude on his birthday decides that he's going to propose to her while screening this on the Jumbotron, and she has no idea what the heck he's doing, because first of all, they've been in a relationship for a little amount of time, and second of all, he spelled her name wrong on the Jumbotron. So this dude, he gets butthurt, and she is like, what are you doing? Get up. We didn't even talk about this. How can you propose in public and we didn't even talk about this?
Fine. You can't marry a man you just met.
So I was like, oh, snap, y'all. Tea. But yes, she refuses. He gets mad. He has a hissy fit with his bros. He stomps out. And, there's a camera crew, because this situation's about to blow up. The camera crew comes, and before the camera crew comes, because she doesn't even notice them, Carlos and his sister comes and pretends to be her best friends and rescues her and takes her out. Yeah, it goes on from there. And just, again, if you've seen my May wrap up, you know the problems that I have with this book. I'm not going to open up the page because I already talked about it, but the author is like, we're in Carlos' point of view, and they're like, oh yeah, that's the black one that looks like the model, and that's the Korean one with the pink lipstick. Like, first of all, you don't describe people like that.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
I don't know. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like the writing. I thought that this was going to be a promising book because the plot sounded really fun. And it's not. So, goodbye. Alright, the next book that I found very disappointing, and I'm so upset over it. Emergency Contacts by Mary H.K. Choi. Now, look at this cover, y'all. Oh, my God. It is beautiful. Focus. There we go. It is beautiful. And I need to stop doing that because I buy books based off their plot, but if the cover is nice, it's gonna get extra points. Now, this book didn't get too bad of a rating. It got 3 stars, but honestly, I was like this close to putting it to 2.5, and this was not what I expected from this book. Now, this book follows Penny and Sam. Sam is already 21, working at a coffee shop. He is a super chill guy. Dropped out of college because, again, he can't pay for it. So he's just working, living his life. He's a filmmaker, or he was studying filmmaking. And then we have Penny, just graduated off of high school, and goes off to a university in Texas.
She doesn't even go here.
They kind of just meet in the coffee shop where Sam works. And one day, Sam gets this really big news of his life and gets a panic attack in midday out in the open, and he has no idea what the heck it is, and he's freaking out. But Penny deals with panic attacks, so she helps him out, and long story short, they decide to become emergency contacts for situations like that. Now, my problem with this book is Penny. Like, I love Sam's perspective. I love the way that he talks, the way that he handles certain situations, the way that he describes his, like, filmmaking and what his film is going to be about. I love those characters. I loved everything about Sam's perspective, which is why I gave it a 3 stars, because I don't want to give it too bad of a, like, a low rating, because I don't think it would be fair for Sam, because his perspective was awesome. Now, my problem with Penny is that she's just she's such a downer. She is borderline judgmental towards everything and everyone. Like, she doesn't like anything. She doesn't like anyone. And even though her perspective got interesting because of her writing class, because she wants to be a writer, so the thought process behind, you know, the writing class and for her picking the prompt that she was going to write about, her creative, that was kind of fun. But everything that involved her personally, just talking, I did not like her perspective whatsoever. And you could tell, like, it's one of these characters that you can tell that she just left high school. And, yeah. Ugh, it was so cringy. Her perspective was so cringy and it was really annoying. And I was not rooting for them to be together whatsoever. Like, usually with contemporary, with hints of romance, which is what this is. Actually, no, I lied. There's a lot of romance or building up to a romance. But I was like, no. Sam, run away. Run away, Sam.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
The next book that I'm going to talk about, I don't have a physical copy and I'm never going to buy it. And I'm so mad that I didn't like this book because I loved her first book. And I'm talking about 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. Y'all, I was expected to love this book. And actually, I didn't read it. Purposely, I didn't read it when it first came out because I wanted to separate my thoughts from The Hating Game to this book. One of my first problems were the actual writing style. I don't know what was going on. I just felt like such a disconnect between the characters. I felt like the writing was just confusing, which didn't help the case out. So this follows Tom and Darcy. Now, I don't know where the story was leading, but another problem that I have with this book is that Darcy works at a bar, super cool. I don't care where she works. She works at a bar right now, but she's a photographer. And I guess one of the bodyguards, I guess, was hitting on her and follows her to the parking lot scene, which really put me on a mood. Like, I got really antsy reading that, so trigger warnings for that. And he's like, oh, let me get to know you. And she's like, what are you talking about? You're married. Get away from me. And it escalates there. But then there is Tom, a childhood friend, and he's married, but she's doing the exact same thing, flirting with him. And it's like, double standards here. I see. Just this book and these characters where they're so ugh. Here, to sum up everything that happened in this book, Darcy was like, oh my god, you know, I want him, and every time I'm near him I just want to rip my clothes off, but I'm not good enough for him. Like, he deserves better. First of all, he's married, so yes, he got better. And he's like, oh, you know, we're childhood friends and I want to protect you, but I'm not good enough for you either. And then they just end up having sex. And that was the whole freaking book. Like, I was so disappointed. So disappointed. I can't even believe it, y'all. I don't even want to talk about this book anymore. And the last book that we are going to talk about, I do not have a physical copy, but I have the first book. And I'm so disappointed. And we're going to be talking about the sequel to Renegades, which is Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. I'll put this back because this book got a 5 out of 5 stars. It was a strong 5. I was invested. I love the characters. I wanted to know what was going on. If you didn't know, this follows where is it? I call him the Sentinel, but Adrian. Yes, there we go. I even forgot the character's name because I'm so pissed in this book. Alright, so this follows Adrian and Nova. Nova's part of the Anarchists, and Adrian is part of the Renegades. The Renegades are the good superheroes, Anarchists are the evil superheroes. And to try to avenge everything that happened with the Anarchists, Nova infiltrates the Renegades to see what she can use to destroy them completely. The thing about the book is that the first 300 pages were so unnecessary. Like, everything that was here, I dare say like the last 100 pages were the first 300 pages of the book with more detail and elaboration. Like, maybe there was one detail that needed to be elaborated, but the whole 300 pages were so freaking stupid.
You want to say it to my face? Stupid. Bitch, you want to say it on Snapchat? Stupid. Bitch, you want to say it in class? Alright.
They're pushing each other off because they don't know what to feel. They don't know what to expect. You know, Adrian's having problems with his identity with the Sentinel, and everybody's starting to hate the Sentinel, but he hasn't told anybody. And Nova's conflicted. Actually, no, she's not. And that's the thing that bothers the hell out of me, is that she just wants to destroy the Renegades, but she's seeing so much good in the Renegades, but she refuses to see. And the whole entire thing, it was just her, you know. I remember when the Renegades were not there, when my parents died. And it's just every other, like, 5 pages, it mentions that story. And I was like, girl, shut up already. Yeah. So honestly, you could just skip to maybe like 300 and just read 200 pages and you'll get whatever you need. And it was really aggravating because, again, these books are big, so they take time, and there's other books that I want to read, and this just gave me nothing until the very end, and I was so annoyed. And on top of that, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but skip to like 10 seconds because I'm about to just pop off. In the second book, honestly, there's one more book coming out, and they still don't know that they're each other's enemies. They don't know their identities. I don't know how she's supposed to finish this freaking series in another book. Like, I bet that book is gonna be like 600 pages. But they're supposed to wrap the story up, and then they're supposed to find out their identities in one freaking book. I don't know how she gonna write it, y'all. I need to know how the story ends because I've invested too much time. But I'm just, that was one of the things that I was like, are you kidding me? This book ended and they don't know who they are? How the hell is the third book supposed to work? Like, somebody give me answers. So, alright, rant over. You can come back. Y'all, I'm mad. I'm very mad because Renegades got a strong 5 stars and this got a 3 stars, and I want to lower it to 2.5 because I'm pissed. So, yeah. Rant over. Alright, y'all. We did it. These are the worst books that I have read so far. Hopefully, between... Oh my gosh. Shush.
Not funny. It's not funny, okay?
Hopefully that since this is the mid-year, you know, we're not gonna have any of these mediocre books thrown my way. So thank you so much for sticking around this video and listen to me lose my mind about certain books. But yeah, comment down below on top 5 disappointing reads, or at least one disappointing read that you were super hyped to read. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.